All right, the Africa Investment Forum has been hailed a great success that surpassed all expectations. Delegates have raved about the quality of dialogues and interventions expected to increase investments on the continent that will help industrialise and create jobs. The conference brought together heads of state, business people, fund managers and developmental finance institutions under one roof to fast-track deals that could accelerate closing the infrastructure gap that has constrained production and trade across African countries.
45 deals worth $32 billion were discussed, negotiated and closed at this conference. Sectors that attracted most investments are infrastructure, energy, agriculture, water and sanitation, housing and financial services. Speakers say the conference shows the collective ability to work together, as well as government's willingness to listen to advice.
When you're trying to grow well, you have to pay attention to three things. First is that you have to close the infrastructure deficit, which is energy, roads, rail, transport, all the things that we've been talking about here. Second is get a lot of financing into the hands of young people, which we talked quite a lot about, small and medium-sized enterprises. Very, very important.
Speakers say the success of this conference shows resounding confidence in Africa. They say it goes a long way changing the narrative about Africa, which is critical to reduce the perceived risk keeping investors away.
Currently, the project sponsors are paying way too much premium for the perception of risk, which is far from the real risk. But by seeing African institutions getting involved and leading from the front, we are saying to the international investors that doing business on the continent is much more easier and less risky than it has been made out to be.
South Africa's Finance Minister Tito Mboweni says while it may be uncomfortable for emerging markets to see outflows of capital as interest rates rise in the United States, Africa should be encouraged by the big investments that are here that will help attract more small and medium enterprises.
There are significant investments in South Africa from Germany, the Mercedes-Benz facility in East London, the BMW facility in Roslyn in Pretoria, and others. And naturally, these large investments tend to attract small and medium enterprises around them, the component manufacturers and so on. So all is not lost. I think there are many green shoots that one can see over there, and I think we should be encouraged.
Organizers say the success of this conference has raised hope that Africa is not going to be left behind in terms of meeting the development goals. It's also a great step towards boosting intra-Africa investments and trade. Flora Safakomosi, SABC News, Johannesburg.